Okay, I'm here with Lichfield City manager Ivor Green, and Ivor Green, a top two place secured.
Yeah, chuffed a bit, chuffed a bit. Obviously, we set out at the start of the year, hoping that we could get into the playoffs, the same as everybody was this year, with them starting the playoffs for the first time. I think it was everybody's aim. Can we try and get in there? And that was ours the same. Obviously, once the playoffs were secured, the next stage obviously then is, can you finish in the top two? And we've done that. So yeah, I'm chuffed a bit. So I'm chuffed for the lads. I'm proud as punch. They've been brilliant, and they fully deserve it.
Yeah, and in the league, obviously we still got Studley to come, which will be a massive test, but unbeaten at home as well.
Yeah, that's a big one for me. The stats that go with it, that's when you look at your performances. I mean, in fairness to us, when we spoke at the start of the year with the young lads and that coming through, we said we were going to have some fun this year. We genuinely were going to have some fun. We really were going to be a front foot type of team, and have some fun with this. And we're developing a lot of players. The experienced lads have been brilliant with them. But then when you actually take a look back at it all now and look what we've actually achieved in getting here, 20 games at home, unbeaten, which I think it's incredible, I really do. We've scored the most goals, we've conceded the least goals. There's loads of little things that are just, that's what I say, I'm just proud as punch of the lads, I really am, and they thoroughly deserve to be where they are.
Yeah, and you mentioned the experienced players there. I mean, the likes of Dan Lomas, Joe Haynes, Jack Edwards. I mean, you can even include Jimmy Helps. I mean, he's still a young man, really, but these players have been massive help for the younger players as well.
We've got 9 players here now that have played over 100 games, which speaks volumes for the club, really. I'll look back to last year. We lost 8-0. We lost a game 8-0. We lost a league game 8-0. And there's only, I think, 2 players from that game that are not here now. Do you know what I mean? The players stuck together. And that was a massive learning curve for us. That was the time when you take a step back and go, right, where are we? What are we doing? And we all knuckled down. That was the big thing. That would have been easy for us all to fall out and things go, people go their separate ways and all the rest of it. But we dug in. We took it as a lesson. And we've developed from that. And the fact that all of them lads from that game, your Lomases and your Jacks and your Jims, they've all stayed in and they're all still going strong and a part of what we're doing now. So again, you got to take your hat off to them. They could have easily slipped out the side and said, look, the same for me. But they've got their heads down, they've knuckled down, they've accepted, the things that went wrong that day. And they're the little bits, when you sit back at night and look at it and think, wow, that's the same group of players are in this position now. So proud as punchable. We've been fortunate, people like James Beeson in goal. He's just been incredible. He's been absolutely incredible. Jimmy Out's consistently good. Young Louis Burnside, the one that's come through the academy.
Yeah, I mean, he's got over 100 appearances already for the club.
The kids yeah. Do you know what? Just enjoy watching them play. When I talk about enjoying the game, we've got to enjoy it as well. Yourself, people that come to watch. Yeah. I love watching people like that play football. The kid's full of it. He's up and down. He gets his tackles in. He's great on the ball. He's scored goals. And defensively, very, very good. So listen, they've done a great job.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, isn't it? You'd want to mention them all individually, all the players, but I mean, one of the outstanding players for me this season for the games I've watched has been Dominic Lewis.
It's outstanding. We had him here. We had him a couple of years ago. We took him on the bench when he was in the youth section, the 21s. And what he did, he's sensible, to be honest. There's a good lesson there for players. What he did, he dropped down. He played for Bowler a couple of leagues below last season. He had a full season with them, playing football regular, week in, week out, men's football. We got him back in at pre-season, and he's just been phenomenal. He's been absolutely, right up until Saturday's game, Monday's game, sorry. I've watched that game back, the second 45 minutes, the kid's on a different level. Just a class act as well, a great lad, feet on the ground. We've had a few clubs come in for him from the league above this year, he's ignored it all. Got no interest in the money side of the game. That's got no bearing on him. He just loves playing football. He's been phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned Dom, Louis Burnside, obviously. I mean, how important has Darren Middleton's academy been for you?
Well, if you look at Josh this year, you've had Josh, you've had Dom that's come through it, you've had Louis that's come through it. You look at the equaliser on Saturday.
Jude Taylor, yeah.
I mean, how well's he done for us? Brilliant. So, massive, to be honest, massive. And it's been nice to be able to use them young lads. I mean, going back to the stats, there's another one. We've used the fewest amount of players in the league this year. You know, them young lads trained with us pre-season, and we agreed that we were going to stick with them and give them a chance. The fact that they're all still getting minutes now, not just speak volume for the clubs, but it shows how committed them lads have been and the improvements they've made. You know, at the end of the day, the club has just finished in the top 2 at this league, and it's a tough league. You know, the game the other day just shows how tough this league has been. And then young lads have come through it with flying colours, so just the bits for them.
Yeah, and I mean, one group I'd like to mention actually at this club are the parents. You know, not just the younger players and experienced players as well. You got, you know, Luke's dad Gary, who was in the new scoreboard doing all that. You know, obviously Louis' dad Robbie has got a massive task with chairman of the junior section. I mean, you can't please everyone. It must be an absolute nightmare. And then you know, Liam Curtin's parents were here when Liam wasn't even in the side because of injury. You know, Jimmy Elks's, Jude Taylor's dad, Cam Dunn's dad. You know, he's here regular. His family. It's an incredible group of family the players have got as well.
Well, it's become a family club, hasn't it? To be fair, that's you'd have to say if you go in that club after the game, I mean, they're all sitting there. There must be 20, 30 of them. That come every week. It's brilliant, and it's great for the lads as well. It's nice to have that support. You know, there's a lot of young lads that are unfortunate that don't get that support. You know, the fact that they've got that, I think, is brilliant. And as you just said, even when they got lads, I mean, you look at the Congleton game a couple of weeks ago. It means a lot to me, things like that. Yeah. You've got the injured players like Liam Curtin and Kieran Francis and that. They're coming all the way up there to support the lads with the parents again. So the support from them people is it's brilliant, and they're obviously enjoying watching the lads playing football.
And talking of supporters, lastly, you know, the young ultras. I mean, how fantastic have they been? I mean, sometimes I cringe with what they say, if I'm being totally honest. But you know, I mean, they're so respectful and polite to me when I see them, and they've been absolutely tremendous, haven't they?
They're brilliant. They're brilliant. And they're singing away, and you know, these are little things that the lads have never had before. You know, as I've said in the past, you know, the majority of these players, and a large majority of these players, have never even been at this level before. So it's an experience for them, and obviously played in front of crowds. I think there was 300 and odd the other day. We've played in front of 400 or 500 this year, 1,000 at Congleton. For the young lads, it's brilliant. But having them young kids there singing away, it's fantastic, and hopefully that grows. You know, I think the club's growing all the time. The fan base is rising all the time.
Well, they're certainly the future of the club, aren't they? You know, yeah. Ivor Green, thank you very much, and I wish you all the best for the remainder of the season.
Top man, mate. Thank you.